Live from the Spill Studios located behind a liquor store off the I-35 interchange, it's time once again for a couple of cold ones with Corey and Carlisle.
And I'm sorry, I'm looking at something crazy. And young Nick Hodges, who was on a beer run.
He's on a BWERUN beer run. Beer run. BWERUN beer run. Beer run. BWERUN.
I wish, you know what?
Beer run.
I would have sent him out singing that song. I wish we had sung that before he went. And I would have told him, don't stop until you get to the store. I'm gonna keep you on the cell phone. I want you to go up to the bar singing that song.
Wow,
or the convenience store.
I can't wait to see what kind of sick things you guys come up with to torture the Spillios next weekend.
Oh, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. No, young Nick Hodges, man.
It's gonna be crazy.
Nick Hodges.
I'm taking all the hot legal girls back to my place while you guys go to the strip club.
Well, I don't know what's going to happen with that because last night Leon, he's been talking about.
You guys have been talking it big.
Oh no! Well, he's been saying, "Man, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this." And last night he's like, "I'm on a reconnaissance mission right now. I'm going to go scope out this place down the street from the bar, make sure it's kosher." And I'm like, "Really? I thought it's the person who said you don't want to go to the strip joint." He's like, "Well, man, everybody keeps begging me to," and I was like, "Shit, you begging yourself to go?"
Yeah, that's the thing about Leon. Like, you really have to twist his fucking arm to get him to go to a strip club, but he's got to say it over and over again. Like, no, really, no, I couldn't pause. I could. Oh, yeah, no, I'll help myself.
Yeah, okay. All right, you got me. All right.
And when you get there, he's the one having the most fun.
Yeah.
And he's the one dropping the most cash, and he's the one who knows how to fucking do it.
Oh, yeah. We talk about twisting his arm, and, he's like, "Oh, okay, Al, you're hurting me. I'll do it. You're like, "Man, I'm not even touching you yet. I'm across the room."
Yeah, he's like, "Man, I haven't been in one of these places in years." He walks in, everyone's like, "Leon," and the girls come up and, "Oh, hey, Maria. Hey, Jasmine. Yeah, I haven't seen you guys in like 3-4 years. What are you talking about? We're 18. We saw you last weekend."
Yeah, we haven't seen us about 3 or 4 hours. What are you saying? But man, I tell you what, you will have a good time if you go with him. I mean,
I love going with him.
Oh yeah, no, if there's anybody gonna go with, is Leon.
But I'm not doing this next weekend.
You're not going to the club with him?
Oh, I'm not going to the strip club. No.
Okay, I don't know if I'm going either because it depends on how many people are still at the bar. See, people, we're talking about the Spill Party coming up next weekend, which it's already proven itself to probably be very large. It's going to be over 100 people there.
You mean out of fucking control?
It possibly could be, and I'd rather be out of control than boring. No, next year I think I want to actually do a weekend of podcasting. And what I'm saying is that, well, we have 2 podcasts that are going on Saturday. We have this one. I'm sorry. We have the Let's Do This podcast at the Alamo Draft House. I want to see if people enjoy going to like different podcasts throughout the day and seeing if they have fun. And if they do that next year, I think I'd like to try something different where it's 2 days of podcasting, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 podcasts going on throughout the day, bringing people, not just us, but guests from different places. Like Nick Hodges was telling me about Rooster Teeth is here in town. The guys who do Red versus Blue. I was thinking, maybe those guys would be interested in coming in and doing something like that. I mean, there's all kind of weird people around town. I don't know. I mean, it's just an idea, but I like to see how that works out. All depends on how this works out. But either way it goes, it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, it's going to be an all-day event. People seem really psyched for it. A lot of people are coming. I'm real excited. So I didn't think it was going to be that big at first, but now I'm looking at all the comments. I'm like, yeah. I think it's going to be something special. There's no way I'm going to have people come from out of the country to come here and not have a good time. People are going to have a good time. So anyway, let's see what we got here. And that's Saturday, August 22nd, which is right upon us coming up this Saturday. So, all right. You want to get into the top 5?
Oh, sure. It's a really good top 5 this week. Except for that number 5.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, no, good top 5 this week. So let's go into the top 5, brought to you by Spill and the Spill Party.
Yes. Number 5.
Number 5.
It's your friends, man, the guinea pigs.
Gaforce.
Yes, those guinea pigs are here to torment you some more this week. They say we ain't going nowhere.
Now, there is a big, huge honking disparity between number 5 and number 1, which is kind of nice. And this made, what, $6.9 million this weekend?
It did. It made $6.9 million. It is up to $99 million. So
it's this week it'll break $100 million.
Yes,
but
it will.
It's still a big piece of shit.
Kids don't care.
I fucking hate this. I know kids don't care. I care. I fucking hate it.
Them guinea pigs don't care if you care. And why you, man? These guinea pigs love you, man. Guinea pigs are some of the most lovable creatures.
No, they aren't.
Why are you?
They're fucking rodents. They don't give a shit. They don't even acknowledge us.
Rodents. If you feed them, they will acknowledge you.
Yes, and then they'll completely forget that you exist until the magical hand comes back.
That's why you keep feeding them stuff, like people giving you beer. See, you sound like a guinea pig. See, you and guinea pigs have much more in common than you think.
No, I'm a lab rat, is what I am.
All right.
I'm like
the great beer experiment.
I'm like a rat at the feeder bar. You know?
If any motherfucker owes anyone beer, is me. I'm paying for all this goddamn thing. So
it's your party to celebrate you. So rock on.
That is not to celebrate the people. I'm a man of the people, and if it is to celebrate me,
man of the people. You know who said that? Idi Amin.
I love this. The person who can't wait to fucking.
I love the people. I love you.
Who cannot wait to plug every event that you're going to be at, so people come see you. You have the gall to talk about making anything about me. Shut the fuck up.
I'm giving you a hard time.
I'm giving you a hard time too. Let's go to number 4.
Number 4,
which is Julie and Julia.
Julie and Julia.
Up to $12.4 million. Well, that's what it brought in this weekend. It's up to actually $43.7 million. So the movie's doing pretty well.
Yeah, it's doing well for what it is.
Out of nowhere. And really, I didn't hear about this movie until the week it was coming out.
Yeah, it was one of those things where it's like, really? I was really surprised.
And people loved it.
Speaking of films coming out of nowhere, this film sat on a shelf forever. We're going into number 3.
And it did well. I didn't think this movie was going to do that well. Friday night, it actually was at number 2. It went down to number 3, and that is The Time Traveler's Wife.
Time Traveler's Wife.
Eric Bana.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course it was going to do better on a Friday night, which was a date night, as opposed to, the Saturday and Sunday crowds where lots of kids wanted to go see the number 2 movie again. But yeah, no, it's they didn't screen it here for us, which is why we didn't have a review.
We have so many movies coming up that we're just going to miss some things. I'm sorry.
It was screened to other critics around the country. They just tried to avoid a lot of the internet press. And apparently it got mixed reviews. Some people thought it was good and an interesting film. Some people really hated it. As much as I am desperately in love with Rachel McAdams, I want to hit her with a brick. I watched her on The Daily Show the other night, and she and Jon Stewart went about giving away the entire fucking movie. And I had to shut off.
Do you feel like you really missed anything, though?
I do, because it sounds fucking cool. I mean, I love time travel movies, and I really wanted to see this. And then I watched the Rachel McAdams interview, and it totally killed my interest to see it. Because
she gave away the whole movie?
She gave away so much of the film.
Really?
It was unreal.
And then did she whip off her mask and it was the spoiler standing?
No, it wasn't Leon.
Gotcha. I strike again.
Well, no, it started really weird. It was Jon Stewart made a joke going, "Oh, is the film about da 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 da?" He hadn't seen it, and she's like, "Yeah, actually, that's pretty much what the plot of the film is." And he's like, "Oh, so as long as this or this doesn't happen, I guess I'm." Fine. She's like, no, yeah, both those things happen. She's like, and then they get to talking, and she starts spoiling other big aspects of the film, and I'm just like, for fuck's sake, you just told me the fucking movie.
I wasn't a studio rep there to like shoot it with a tranquilizer dart or anything?
No, apparently they were out of range.
Okay.
Little bowl of things
ducked.
kept flying by.
You missed, bitch. Anyway, at the end, so where's young Hodges with my credit card? I'll tell you, that fool ran off. And
he went to buy beer. It hasn't been that long.
Okay, I just get nervous when you give a Brit your credit card and they run off.
And that's the thing is you live behind a liquor store, but you live. The problem is you can't just magically transport over the fence. You have to like walk up the long way around to
and
they're
having like some music event there tonight too. They always on the weekends have some sort of like a live music concert or something going on, so he's probably standing a long line of people.
By the way, I'll be appearing at the live music thing later tonight at 11 p.m. for anybody who wants to come.
Will you? Are you? No, I'm not about to say you're going to be there. You sure? You don't.
I'm plugging.
You're not scared about people making it all about you.
I'm plugging it.
Okay.
No, because if I threw it, then it would be all about me.
Yeah. Because nobody can ever throw anything as an appreciation party.
No, can't happen.
You know what? I love the way
I mean, it was an offhand joke. And I accidentally picked the scab.
No. We joking. Every time I joke back with you, like, why you getting the defense? And I'm joking back with you. But it's funny though that you go to somebody's. Don't go off saying I'm talking shit about this guy because you'll do that. But I like the way you go to Harry Knowles' birthday party where he invites 100 people to come and celebrate his birthday in a room to watch movies, and you don't have anything to say about that.
Oh, well, I would joke with him about that, except that's his joke. I mean, he's been doing that for 10 years since he's done BNAT, where it's like, come and celebrate me and give me presents. And it's kind of hard to say, hey, we're here to celebrate you. It's like, yeah, it's my fucking birthday party. And it is his birthday party.
Yeah.
So
you give him shit about that?
Well, it's...
No, you don't. See, I tell you.
Get on to the number 2 movie of the week. Number 2.
What do you think that is?
G.I. Joe.
Staying in there. Already in 2 weeks is pretty much up to $100 million. $98.7 million. And...
Now you know.
Brought in 22.5. Yeah.
And knowing is half of something or other.
Half the battle.
You know what the other half of the battle is? Kicking the shit out of your opponent.
And what does that relate to here? I just said, okay.
Knowing's half the battle. They never said what's the other. They never tell you what the other half. The other half of the battle is kicking the shit out of a motherfucker.
Damn, that's Samuel Jackson's advice right there. Kicking the shit out the motherfucker. That's the other half of the battle.
And speaking of kicking the shit out of everybody, the number 1 movie of the week,
District 9.
District 9, baby, by a long shot.
Yeah,
there was
$37 million, man.
$37 million to G.I. Joe's what, 22?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, big disparity there. 15 million. Lots of people saw this. They made domestically, they made 7 million over their budget. So this movie's all about profit. From
the movie exactly is at $30 million. That's what his budget is. So the movie's already on its way to possibly making its money back. I mean, the movie needs to make about 3 times as much, but I think this movie's going to it's going to have, as you say, have legs.
Oh, it's definitely going to have legs. People are loving it. It's, it entered onto the weekend it opened onto the IMDb top 250. It's like number 78.
It deserves to be, man. It is. I love the fuck out this movie.
I do too. I mean, it's the first unanimous better than sex movie we've had since Dark Knight.
Since Dark Knight. I mean, and I guess that would have been broken if Leon and Cyrus had seen it, because I think they gave it full price, but they didn't think it was as good as we did. But I'm sorry, this movie is amazing.
Well, because it wasn't released in comic book form first.
Had they read
the District 9 graphic novel and then they saw this film, it would be fucking transcendent. See, and you're laughing because it's kind of true. Because if they had attached it to the material beforehand, like fucking Batman, they would have fucking, their spleens would have popped and they would have peed their pants.
Boys do love their funny books.
They do love their funny books.
No, man, I think, and here's an interesting argument now. I think somebody tried to appeal to me by saying, well, you thought this movie was better than sex. You complain about race in all these movies and you don't find the bit about the Nigerians eating the aliens as racist. And I'm like, no, I did not, because in Africa, they really do have a problem of people eating endangered species, thinking it would give them powers.
Well, they have lots of problems over in Africa. The thing is your issues with race are how African Americans are represented in film, how the culture that you grew up in was represented, not how people who are just black are represented.
No, this person sees black people. And they even said, oogie boogie, look at this. They have black people are scary. And I'm like, well, you know something? If this wasn't representative of what is really happening in somewhat, in real reality over there, because there are people who eat like elephant tusks thinking it would improve their sexual performance, it's a cure for impotency and,
but it's a cultural thing, not a racial thing.
Exactly.
And that's what I'm saying, is that every time you complain about race in films, it's how African Americans are represented, not how blacks are represented.
And even if African Americans are represented in a truthful way, I'm not going to complain about it. I mean, I've seen movies where people have been represented as gang members and whatnot, but if they do it respectfully and it's done as something that's a reference to real life, then what am I going to say? I'm going to act like it doesn't exist?
You know what I'm going to say? Nick's here with the beer.
I was just about to say, yay, beer.
Hey, I'm back.
Yay, beer.
Beer.
What did you get?
I got what he wanted and I got what I wanted.
Did you bring Daddy back his change?
You gave me a card.
Oh, right. So I was trying to see if I could fool you.
Did you bring Daddy back his credit card? And I hate the fact that you're having Nick call you Daddy now.
Well, he knows the drill while he's here. Hey,
motherfucker.
What'd you get there, Nick? I see you got 2 kinds of beer.
He got cider, like he was talking about.
Yeah, I got cider, which
you
is
love the hell out that
woodchuck.
cider. Ladies and gentlemen, young Nick Hodges is in the house.
Yay! Okay, the party starter.
Okay. I tell you, why don't you go get some more beer?
Wait.
And don't come back.
Can you say fire starter?
I'm the fire
Man,
starter.
don't
the
you
twisted
guys
fire starter.
get into another 20-minute long conversation about fucking
The Prodigy. Hey, you know what? We talked about that. That's the number one thing I've gotten email and messages about all week are people who didn't know the Prodigy
fucking
had a
with
new
you.
album and went and checked out the album and said, holy shit, this album fucking rocks.
I'm fucking with you. I'm not serious.
Hey, you know what? We're going to talk about the fucking Prodigy if
wait,
we want
You guys
to.
don't
Give
talk
me-
about music enough, in my
What
opinion.
we can talk
Well,
about is handing me a goddamn
Bottle opener here. There you go.
I saw you come in with that big ass button. There it is. Here you go.
You mug.
All right, you done well.
Thank you. Thank you.
You've earned your keep here for another night,
Where's
Mr.
my
Hodges.
bit?
Uh,
My
so-
side, I mean.
So finally, we can take the edge off. You missed it. There was a few mildly tense moments there
No, it
earlier.
wasn't tense. I give him shit. Every time I give him shit, his defense is, why you getting defensive? See, what did I do? I had a nerve there. I was like, no, I'm just fucking with you back. I mean, you're going to get fucked with if you,
You have
fuck with me.
you have two types of fucking with. You have the laughing and making an odd joke, and then you have the sitting forward in your chair and going, I'm going to get you
No,
now, motherfucker.
That's when it's called really fucking with you. It ain't no hostility there, but goddamn, gets to
I
a
said
point.
goddamn.
So what did I miss?
Goddamn.
What did I miss?
You didn't miss
Nothing.
none.
We're right now finishing up a talk about the awesomeness of District 9.
Oh,
Okay, I'll ask you something. How did you feel about the portrayal of black people in District 9?
I thought that they were vicious bastards, to be honest.
See? But they were fucking Nigerians. Everyone hates the Nigerians.
I would like to proposition you.
Speaking of which,
Nick Hodges.
have you ever been to 419.com?
No, what is that?
Oh, it's or is it 419?
Is it a racist Nigerian site, anti-Nigerian site?
Yes.
You black motherfuckers.
No. What it is it's actually there's a group of people called the 419ers, and what they do is they collect 419 emails.
Oh, those emails.
And they what they do is they string these people along who do this, the spammers, and they get them to do really fucked up stuff. Because what you don't realize is most of the people on the other end of those spam emails are incompetent buffoons who are just trying to get work. They're people in Africa. They're people in Nigeria that has very loose laws, which is why, it's spread out to other places throughout the world, but Nigeria is kind of where it started. And they're people who just want a job, and this is their job, and their job is to
send out those emails.
Well, the emails are bulk sent out by someone in their firm, in the organization, and then the calls come in, and their job is to milk the person and get them to talk them into sending the money so that they get the money and can rip them off or send the card or whatever they're going to do to rip them off. And that's
how I
their
met
job.
Nick.
The problem is these people are not smart. And so it's very easy to string them along, and it's very easy to get them to do really horrendously embarrassing things to try to
Like what?
one of the favorite things to do is to get them to tattoo things on their bodies. Get tattoos in English that say certain things. I'm a wanker who plays with my pud. Getting them to do things like that by saying that these are, what they do is what a lot of them pretend to be churches. And
The ones I have are coming from some Nigerian guy who says, I'm rich and I want to bring my money over to America. I need an account to put it in before I get there.
But what a lot of these 419ers will do is they'll be, you've contacted a church and we give out money and we help people out with things like that. And I would love to help you. And you go back and forth. You pretend that you're a member of a church and that, we'd love to give you money, but we have a prohibition in our church, so we're not allowed to give money unless you've joined our church. And here's what you have to do to join the church. And if you could provide us photographic evidence that you've joined the church by getting the tattoo, then I'm allowed to send you the money. And you string these people along in all sorts of different vicious ways and get them to humiliate themselves, and then you post your victory, your trophies on this site.
So what's the proof that they've done that then?
Photographic evidence. Like some will send really badly Photoshop stuff, but some will get pictures taken with signs or with these tattoos, or in the midst of really bizarre rituals, like wearing underwear on their head and carrying fish heads.
See, I would be scared to even go that far with these people because I don't know. I mean, they already have your email address, but you keep fucking with them. There's no telling what
Well, no.
information they're trying to get
They've
on you.
spammed email. So what you do is you have a separate email account that you email back with. You use like dummy phone numbers. You do all sorts of, these guys do all sorts of crazy stuff, and their antics are legendary. They've gotten some of these spammers to do really embarrassing and awesome things.
If I can get one of the hot ones to strip for me.
And to waste their time. that's one of the other things is they get them to waste their time, like saying, you know what, I'm going to fly out and, you know, I'm going to deliver the cashier check personally. And, you know, but what I'm going to need is I'm going to need you to bring a couple girls, and I'm going to be on this flight at such and such a time. And can you have a pickup truck there for me to drive around? And they get them to do all this stuff. And show up and sit around and wait, and you get emails back going, we were there for an hour and a half and you never showed up. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry, my flight got delayed, I come in tomorrow. And, you know, you keep fucking with them until they
come to your home and machete you to death.
Yeah, because
No,
these
until
guys
they-
are real gangsters, you know. Like, they're not just like, you know, one guy, you know, a couple of guys on their own. I was reading a book called Gangs by Tony Thompson. He was talking about organized crime in Britain, and he was mentioning about the Nigerian fraud gangs. And what some of the things they like to do is they like to buy off tourists in Africa, like tube tickets. So when they meet like a person in Amsterdam or Paris and saying that they're a real business organization, and they, you know, empty their pockets under the table just to get a wallet out, and then they'll see some tube tickets, I guess kind of show them that they're really well traveled, that they're not a bunch of, you know.
So the
know,
tube
thugs.
ticket is just for show.
Yeah.
Tube tickets for show, yeah, and they'll pay like, you know, £15 or whatever.
So are these people considered to be dangerous in some cases? I'm sure some of them are just spammers, but some
Well,
of them actually-
locally they can be, but the thing is when you operate out of the United States, what the fuck are they going to do? They're going to pay money to fly out and murder you and fly back?
I'm just waiting for that one Nigerian who's pissed that you wasted his time, and you're in bed one night and you wake up and there's a Nigerian in your face. I waited for you, motherfuckers. You know,
I will eat you to take your power.
I don't know
And
whether
your money.
these Nigerians are based in America, but what I do know is that they are based in Britain, and they do have separate cells that are operating within London and Bristol and you know, Manchester. So there is a presence in Britain. And
Yeah,
Europe.
the Britain presence is that's what when I was talking about how they spread to other places. Britain is one of the places that several of the gangs have spread out to because of lax spamming email laws and such like that.
So I'm waiting for when Nigerians come to America, and then those people who take the piss out of them will, you know, pay their dues.
Well, but the thing is, the people who take the piss out of them are they're really clever, they're really smart, and there are rules on how to do it to not be able to be tracked down. And they explain to you how to do it. You know, never call from your home number. You know, don't email back from your primary email address.
Yeah.
Things like that. I mean, there are rules on how to fuck with these people, but the things they've pulled off are fucking legendary. They're just so great. And people post stories of doing it. People collect up this stuff and post it for other people to find new people to fuck with.
see, I'd be the guy who'd like fuck with them, and the next 10 minutes I hear like, I know you're there. He's like, oh shit!
I know you're there, Corey Coleman.
Open the door. I have a proposition for you.
What's the name of this website again?
God, it's
419?
I think it's 419 or 419er or 419 something. But if you type in Google 419 and 419 Revenge or 419, you know, Payback or whatever, you'll find this site, and this site is just fucking great. I haven't looked at it in a few months, so I forget what the actual address is, but man, I love those guys.
Maybe some Spill members could post up a link or something like that because I'd love to see.
Maybe
this
some of these
website.
Spill members are the spammers that are doing this. Probably.
Yeah, this is gonna be a great party next week.
Oh yeah, full of Nigerians.
Not all Nigerians are black, Corey.
I was wondering, hey, look, some of that white is coming off. What do you think about me? I think you're a vicious bastard. Like, Nick doesn't like black people over here. I think he thought I was white when you come over here, right? You thought my cartoon character was like mauve or biracial.
Yeah, pretty much.
Somebody actually, oddly enough, I don't know if you saw it, but I posted a link to a documentary that I'm in that just went up on Hulu this weekend called
Zombie Girl?
Yeah, Zombie Girl. And somebody wrote me and said, "Wow, that's funny. I always thought you were black."
Who thought you were black?
I have no idea because I thought I was as white as they come. I thought I was the whitest of
You
the
are.
white. Of
What
the
do you mean you
Spill
thought?
crew.
You are as
I'm
white
the
as they
token
come.
white guy. You know. So no, it was kind of funky to wait. Really, you thought he was black? What?
Oh shit! Well, that person needs to get their ears
Hey,
checked.
Urkel was
in.
black too, right?
But even then, you could tell Urkel was still black for some reason. Anyway, Nick, how you doing, man? Join us again.
Doing all right. Can I do a public service announcement very quickly?
No, what?
I'd like to just address the people who've been nice. No, not foreign exchange. I'm just saying something quick for the comments section for the Let's Do This and a couple of comments. I'd like to say thanks to everyone who's been nice to me, and for all the people who've been slagging me off. I'd like to say fuck you. I ain't going nowhere. All right. So stop with the harassing comments.
But I would like to say thank you to all of you people slagging on Nick. Is this fucking wanker?
No, it's probably you. You're the one to leave me these comments. Then
I've had to.
You're boring.
You're boring. Yeah, Brit is boring. No, some people I've had to ban somebody because I was telling someone we had a guy named Killer Man on the site, and the guy was just fucking with people. I mean, you're one of the ones that he was actually messing with.
Killer Man? Oh, was he that douchebag that was? Yeah, okay, I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, no, he's that dude, and
where he just started like leaving nasty stuff. And it's like, dude, fuck off
to everyone. Yeah. And so, I think this person came back and tried to
stay at your house.
No, he wasn't. No, that was bullshit. That was somebody. This is him talking shit again. He never talked to me about that. That was somebody just fucking around. And now I think they tried to come back as a chick. It was somebody named August, and then they put up this picture which was obviously fake. And of course, you had some numbnut who was like, "You're gorgeous, you're hot," and it's like it's not even real. So that led me to think that this person was actually pretending to be a chick. And the more they started fucking with people, because Killer Man was the same way. Came in, started being real nice to people, was kind of cool, and then they progressively started getting more mean to people, to everyone, and that's what this person was doing.
Yeah, he was he or she or it was, slacking me off, calling me all these horrible names, and I'm just like, you realize that I'm hanging around with Corey Coleman in it.
You pulled a Kent.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, I pulled a Kent.
Do you realize I'm close personal friends with Corey Coleman?
You know who you're talking to? You know who you're fucking with?
Pretty much. Yeah. I know him personally.
Hey, my man, here you go.
Yeah, clink.
Not that it worked, but no.
No, you got him off. You banned him.
I banned the person, but it was because that person, first of all, he started being mean to me. And I was like, okay, big deal, man. They don't like me. And then they just started, I thought they were liking other people. And then they started being mean to some other members. And then they started being, you didn't see it, but then they started talking shit about you on some other places, Carla. It was like, you're just about as annoying as Carla. And they came in and just started like saying shit about everything. And what pissed me off is that there was one time, that's what I got into the fight about Noah with. Because I was trying to say that this is probably not a real girl. So I came in and I said, well, you must be perpetual on your period if you really are a chick. And then they came back with, you can lick the blood off my pussy. And everybody was like, whoa, wait a minute. This is getting kind of crazy. I was like, and everybody was kind of like, maybe you need to calm down and stay back. But Noah kept coming in and was like, oh, I thought that was funny. And not everybody has to be on that period, Corey, to be upset. And I was just like, no, it's not a real person, all right? It's not even a real girl. I think this is just an asshole.
This is what we call e-drama.
You can tell that it's a guy, because girls don't really write like that.
This is where you just need to bring down the band hammer quicker.
Oh, yeah. No,
and this is what I've been saying. Like, literally, if someone's being a douche, fucking ban them.
And it was
because what that'll do is the people who are borderline douchey, they'll pull back and go, oh shit, you know what? I don't want to. And the people who are like, fuck this place, I don't want to have to deal with a dictatorship. It's like, good. Adios, muchacho.
Yeah, and that's what happened. I got rid of that, and then I swear that person came back and didn't even like try to disguise themselves. It was just kind of like in the little thing that said about me, it said Corey sucks. And I was like, all right, bye. I can already tell this is going to go sour. So
this person's going to keep coming back, I think.
Well, but you know what? I expect that. And people do that. And look for me. It's as easy as pressing a button. For them, they have to go in and redo their profile. So if they want to keep doing that, that's fine. This is going to happen. Anytime something gets bigger, it's going to happen. I don't care.
It takes longer to make an account than it does to ban someone.
Yeah. I mean, I expect people to be crazy. I'm having to deal with some craziness right now. And it's just like, hey, you know what? It's part of the job. Whatever.
Well, that's because you're letting them sleep on your couch. That's why.
Yeah, Nick, you're being a real pain in the ass, man. I mean, goddamn, No, it's so yeah. This is something.
Bring you beer, though.
But something, and I don't want to encourage this, but it makes me kind of feel good to see that happening, because if it was all good, I would be like, all right, the site's not growing. But now that we're getting assholes, I know that something's happening. as crazy as that may sound.
Well, that was what I had told you early on. Is the bigger we get, the more trolls we get. But trolls are a sign of success.
Oh yeah,
because if nobody's yelling at you, if nobody's getting upset at your opinion, if nobody is telling you to fuck off, then you're not doing your job properly, because there's always going to be that percentage of people who think that, fuck these guys. I don't care. if they're really nice and sweet, they can't really be that nice and sweet. Fuck that. I mean, there are people who hate like the sweetest people in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, think of your grandma and how great she is.
And I hate her.
There's a bitch out there who hates the shit out of that woman.
Fucking old woman, nice and shit, baking cookies for everybody. Fuck your cookies.
She can't be that nice. Fuck that woman.
Yeah, she's hiding something,
She's
that
hot.
bitch.
Yeah, she's got to be a lesbian or something.
She told me to lick the blood off her pussy. Can you believe that?
You dirty slag.
hey, now wait a minute, you motherfucker. No, it's no.
You did that already to me in the restaurant, Guero's. like he was joking around. I was like, man, you ain't got the balls to do that in public. He's like, Nick, come here, and he puts me like in a headlock
in the middle of Guero's in a public place, and I'd whisper to you in your ear, I say, "You don't think the public gonna make me not do this shit? Fuck the public, Nick."
That sounds a little gay, guys.
And everybody gave us a round of applause. And it was like, hey, those guys must really love each other.
You know, we made out for an hour.
Yeah. in the middle of the room for everybody. Oh, let's go, Nick.
We did the officer and a gentleman scene.
Yeah, I carried you out of my arms.
Throwing the baseball cap up in the air.
Now you've been having a good time here, man. You've been able to see a lot of cool shit. Like today, we saw shorts today, and while we were kind of iffy on the movie, you at least you got to see Robert Rodriguez come up and talk. We passed by Danny Trejo in the middle of the street.
Yeah,
you're like, hey, that's
Machete.
You're like, that's Machete, man.
Did you guys call him Machete?
I just know him as Machete.
Oh, see, he fucking loves the shit out of that.
Oh, is he?
Oh, yeah, no, like me and my buddy ran into him in a hotel lobby, and we just looked at him, we go, Machete, and he just puts his arms out, and he goes, hey! No, in fact, this was like a year and a half ago, and he came up to us when we said that. He's like, hey, what's up? And so we started shooting the shit with Danny. And so we're like, dude, we really want to see a Machete movie. He's like, well, talk to the Weinsteins. Tell them you want it.
Nicole says that they're making one, but Robert Rodriguez is not directing.
He's producing.
He's producing. Okay.
Not directing. Yeah, but they're finally making it because everybody said, you know what? I want to see a fucking Machete movie. And I think they've got the right idea now where it's what we were talking about back in the day, where make it for $1 million or make it for a couple $1 million. Don't make it for $40 million.
No.
Make it for almost no budget and force somebody to actually have to prove they're a badass and make a cool fucking film for no money, which is what was cool about those older films.
Well, do a District 9 and make it for a cheap budget and find some director online who's a kick-ass guy.
He looked like a really cool bloke because he was just like taking pictures with some kids and like he wasn't like with some
he's
bodyguards.
enjoing the shit out of this, man.
Yeah, he was just like a normal bloke.
There's a guy who's reformed his life and is having the best fucking time in the world, man. I mean, this is and to have his own character, like be the head of it, the lead in a movie. I mean, this guy's he's on top of the world.
Oh yeah, especially when you see where his bottom was, his rock bottom. He spent 10 years in prison for murder.
That's right.
And he got out.
No, was it? Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me back.
Was it
I
murder?
Didn't know, was it murder? I don't know if it was murder.
I thought it was a gang murder.
I did not know that.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I don't know about that. I know he spent some time in jail. I don't know if it was for murder, but I mean, he might have been like an accomplice or was involved. He was around.
No, it wasn't.
Happened.
Yeah, it wasn't something. It wasn't capital murder. It wasn't murder one.
I don't know.
But I thought he was no, and I don't know that either. But that was at least from what I'd read. I thought he was in on murder charges.
He could be. I don't know. I don't know for sure. I mean, that might be. I thought I heard.
Either way, he completely turned his life around. Yes. He goes and he speaks to prisoners and tells them, look, you can look at me. I'm on top of the world now. You can be in the movies. He's like, dude, I date models. I get to star in movies. I don't do a hard thing of labor any day in my life. And I did that because I got my life turned around. I got my shit together and I started.
Fuck Scared Straight. They need to have a prisoner to say, hey, look, man, I've done both. I've fucked models and I've been fucked in the ass by prisoners. Now, which one do you want? Yeah. So, I mean, to me, that sums it up right there. I'm going with plan B.
Well, that's why he fucked in the ass by prisoners.
Yeah, man. I'm yeah. You know what, man? I'm living hard, man. Shit.
Jesus.
Not that easy. No,
he's a giver. He's not a taker.
I think he's done both. I wouldn't say it to his face, though. But no, this guy, man, it was really cool what they did today. Look, the movie wasn't all that great, but it was kind of cool that I love the way directors and even some celebrities kind of handle the audience today. They had a big playground, like a little carnival set up outside the Paramount.
That's what he does for all of his kids movies.
They've done that for all the Spy Kids movies, because I remember they did that for the last Spy Kids movies. Did they do that for Lava Boy and Hot Girl or whatever it is?
Hot Girl.
Coffee.
You pedophile.
Oh, slow down there. You mean Shark Boy and Lava Girl?
That too.
Lava Boy and that hot girl.
No, that's the porn film I saw.
Like, dude, she was 11.
I think I saw that in a hotel, man. But no, they.
Can I ask one thing? Was
What's
it the
that?
same rides as last year?
I don't know.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't-
Because that'd be a bit pikey-ish.
I'm a little frightened now if you're going to call it Lava Boy and that hot girl. Or maybe this one's Damn, You Look Good in Them Shorts is what this
It
one's going to
could
be.
be starring Danny Trejo. But no, they.
That's not an image I want.
No,
damn.
because you're thinking of those cut off jean shorts on Danny Trejo and a little bit of nut hanging out.
Oh my God! Now you just gone way too far, man. God damn!
Because see, now you're all thinking about the dangling nut, the single nut popping
man.
out.
I don't think I want any beer now anymore.
Mexican meatball.
That just puts a. Now you know what I'm seeing. I'm seeing us passing by Danny Trejo today,
Okay.
standing there in some fucking gay shorts with half a nut hanging out, and I'm
Okay,
just like
now-
taking pictures with people
Now, Corey-
at a kid's function.
Corey, what was the name of the movie again?
You know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking the name of the movie is Mexican Meatball now. Danny Trejo and Mexican Meatball, aka Machete,
On top of all
Cheech Marin.
co-starring Cheech Marin. I do not want to see a movie with them together with Danny Trejo and some
top of
shorts.
spaghetti, all covered with cheese. I saw my poor meatball.
Damn, man. Nasty
God has
motherfucker.
mercy. I don't.
I know. He doesn't.
Oh.
Neither one of y'all.
God bless.
You know what? But
And that's why I get paid the big bucks, folks.
Yeah, you get paid in what is that? Negro Especial. Negro Special.
No, Modelo Especial.
Oh, okay.
What was happened to your voice?
I was in the middle of. I had a beer bubble
Damn,
going
I'm
on.
about to say you being possessed by the spirit of Daffy Duck right now.
I am here from the Lollipop Guild. The Lollipop Guild.
fucking-
Lollipop Guild.
God damn.
How many have you had? You just,
I know he had an Oompa Loompa in his throat. He just
just
coughed
one?
up.
Just one.
Oh, just one. Okay.
Dude, I get this party started right.
Yeah, Carlisle
I get
coughed
this
up.
party started quickly, right?
He coughed up a midget just.
Let me tell you about party starting.
No, please don't do. No, man, it was
Oh,
cool.
please,
what they did
yes.
out
If there's
there.
nobody knows how to party like the Brits.
Yeah, no, they do. Trust me, I can't. I will admit, I can't hang with those motherfuckers, man. Their clubs go to fucking 6 a.m, man.
That's
What the
right.
fuck do y'all have to do at 6 a.m? Keep drinking and shit?
McDonald's, man. Fucking leaving McDonald's.
Oh, that's right. We want a pilgrimage from McDonald's that morning.
You know what you need to do while he's here? You need to take him around and get him an honest to God fucking hamburger.
He already had one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
he
we
go?
did that. We went to Dirty Martin's. And I'm going to take him over to Casino Camino next.
Also hit Hilbert's.
Hilbert's is good. Yeah.
Guero's was awesome. I had a great.
I think Hilbert's is closed though.
No, we have I think they moved.
Oh,
I've
did
got
they?
a
'Cause
Hilbert's
I-
up by my house now.
Oh, okay.
They moved into an old Taco Bell building, and I went this weekend, and man, do they fucking rock.
Hilbert's is good. My favorite so far has been Casino Camino.
What was that restaurant co-host and you and I went? That I had some burritos there with some cheese sauce in it. That was really spicy, but I loved it.
Where were we?
It was like in our first week here.
Trudy's.
Trudy's. Oh,
I want you to have a
Trudy's.
Mexican martini.
Oh god.
Which you did not want to have.
Which Trudy's did
There was
you
a
guys go to?
margarita.
We went to the one south.
Was it? No, we
We
went
had the margarita, but I told you to get the Mexican martini. You did not want to get it.
No, I just was fine with the margaritas.
He was thinking Mexican meatball, and it ruined
And
the
that
whole
was
thing.
ruined the whole thing. He was expecting to look
Yeah.
at that cup and find a testicle.
Popping out of the shorts.
You can see, he thought
Danny
Danny
Trejo's
Trejo
waitress
was going to
thing.
bring it to him. Here you go. No, man, it was cool what Rob Rodriguez did. He did that thing for, and it was for, what was it? I think it was for like autism or something.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And they had a playground out there, and they had some of the stars out there, and Danny Trejo was in the middle of it taking pictures with people. It was a cool thing. It was just funny because there was an Australian guy who came up and started talking. Okay, now this is a kids movie, and there's crazy kids out in the audience, and this guy comes out and he says, I want to talk to you about Janis Joplin. It's like, what? And he goes on to talk about Janis Joplin. She brought black, white, blues, rock, R&B, all that together. And then she died of a heroin overdose. And we're like, I looked at Nick, I was like, we are the fucking kids movie, right? And it just gets quite.
Did he bring that back around magically, or did he turn out to be crazy guy?
No, there was a moment where parents were looking at each other and they were like, "The fuck is going?" Because I actually saw somebody. The woman actually mouthed it. What the hell is he talking about? I think I pointed this woman out to you, and then he brought it back around to. But before she died, she said that you could achieve anything. And what we're doing here with this charity, we can achieve anything. Of course, everybody's like, okay, all right, thank you.
Do they really have to preface it with her choking on her own vomit?
This guy
really?
was fucking reaching, man. I just saw a movie of Janis Joplin.
You just made me feel glad I didn't go. See, I was really bummed that I didn't get to make it because I ended up at Cinema Apocalypse last night.
I have to say, in your condition that you were probably in, you would not have wanted to be.
That got out at 11 in the morning. It was an all-night film fest.
You would not have wanted to be.
Even Tarantino didn't hang. Tarantino and Eli Roth bailed.
You know, I barely made to the shorts because I went to that club last night, so I was having a
you went to some club where there was fucking transvestites and shit.
Oh god, it was the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Which fucking hell
club did you go to?
I can't even remember. What was it? The Cockpit. That was it. The Cockpit.
Right. That ain't the first hint right there.
I know. No.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Like
there's a place here in town called the Cockpit.
Yeah. The daughter of Corey's friend. She said, "Yeah, I'll take you around Austin. I'll show you some cool club scenes."
Nick, can I ask you a quick question?
Mm-hmm. Am I gay? No. That's probably the first thing you were going to ask because she said, "Oh, by the way, the Cockpit."
I was going to ask
club.
If you like dick, but gay. I guess.
No. She asked me.
There's nothing wrong with that.
She said, "Oh, by the way, the Cockpit's a gay club." I was like, "I'm not really up for that." She's like, "But it's not a gay club tonight." I was like, "Okay." And I will say this in its defense: there were some very good-looking girls there, but
you didn't know for sure.
No, I didn't know for sure. Like it was hell for me because, like, I don't know who's a guy and who's a girl.
It's the problem. It is the problem with gay clubs right now. There's a weird cycle that's been going on for a few years. The ones that he goes to. Well, I go to Rain on Fourth every once in a while.
I mean, this is the first time I've ever been to a club.
But that's I have my wife loves drag. She just loves drag.
So you dress up for and attend?
No. But we'll go to occasional drag shows because the drag shows are a lot of fun. And we get a bunch of our gay friends together. We all truck down and have a good time. And Rain on Fourth does drag shows. And the reason we started going was because they do a Madonna. They do a Madonna night every once in a while. And one of our good friends
do a Madonna menage a trois.
One of our friends is a huge Madonna nut, like in a big way. Like we love. He collects Madonna memorabilia the same way I used to collect Tarantino stuff. It's really over the top. But so you go down there, but the phenomenon that's going on is single girls realized, hey, if we want to drink and we want to dance and we want to see a lot of hot guys and we don't want to be hit on, we go to a gay club.
Guys have caught on to that already.
Well, no, but guys caught on to that. So now guys are going to the gay clubs and chasing out the gays because now there's all these straight guys running around who are there to hit on the women who are there to avoid guys.
Yeah, I went to a gay club one night on a whim, and the next weekend it was a straight club because of what the shit I pulled that night.
It's really sad.
You should have come with me that night then because, I mean, you had Cinema Apocalypse, which is way better, but and if you say that you like drag, then...
And he makes a great Madonna, so
Cinema Apocalypse fucking rocked the house. Oh my god, I missed the first two screenings, but of course those were the only two movies that I'd already seen before, which was Inglourious Bastards, and then Quentin showed a 35mm print of The Losers, which I've already seen. But after that, then he showed this really awesome R. Lee Ermey film from 1989, directed by Brian Trenchard Smith, who of course did like BMX Bandits and Turkey Shoot and Stunt Rock and all this great exploitation. This great Vietnam film starring R. Lee Ermey called the
Full Metal Jacket.
No. This is 2 years after Full Metal Jacket. This is The Siege of Firebase Gloria, which is just fucking badass. And he had this beautiful 35mm print of it, and you would love it because it's the kind of movie that has the dialogue that you dig the shit out of.
Really?
Oh yeah, because there's just lots of great stuff, and it's R. Lee Ermey doing R. Lee Ermey stuff, like him, like they're about to be
you fucking brick.
No,
you cocksucker.
Well, but really smart. Him walking out and going, I don't believe there's any such thing as atheists in a combat situation. Me, myself, I prayed to every single guy I could think of. I prayed to Mohammed, to Buddha, to Jesus H. Christ himself. If there's a religious honcho, I prayed to him. And, just going off on it's
Nick says it has to be every morning when he gets up.
No, and then going off on things with, One of the guys. There's this great moment where one of the guys asks him, "Well, what are you going to do?" Well, I think we're gonna. I almost slipped into John Wayne there. Well, I think we're gonna build up this base, Pilgrim. No, we're gonna build up this base and we're gonna defend it like it was your daughter's cherry. And it's just
What's the name of this movie?
Siege of Firebase Gloria, but it's not on DVD. You can only get it from Amazon on VHS. And the only way we were able to see it was Quentin fucking brought his 35 millimeter print, which was awesome. And so that's how I kicked off the night. Was I showed up just as this film started, and then they showed a great Robert Forster, Fred the Hammer Williamson movie from the 80s called Vigilante, and Robert Forster came to do a Q&A. And then they followed that up with something that you would have lost your fucking mind, because both of those movies were really good. They followed that up with Black Gestapo.
I've heard that you can find that on VHS.
I know, you can find that, but they showed a 35 millimeter print of Black Gestapo.
Yeah, no,
and you would have so lost your mind for that. You need to see this fucking movie.
I've seen some of that movie, actually.
It's terrible. No, but it's great terrible.
Yeah, no, I mean, I saw that. I couldn't pass up something called Black Gestapo. Of course, I got to watch that. You know, yeah.
The idea of a black organization taking over a city and effectively becoming the Gestapo.
Oh, that's every white person's nightmare.
And they went from.
You're about to say black person's dream. Which...
no, it's everything. Shit. Yeah, you goddamn right.
But
I think I'm gonna start Black Gestapo before you leave.
So then we went from that into a new Donnie Yen movie called Ip Man. And Ip Man.
Like IP?
Mm-hmm. Because his name is Master Ip. His last name is Ip. And it's a historical story about a kung fu master who started Wing Chun. Not Wang Chung, which is where you were going.
Everybody Wing Chun tonight?
Everybody Wing Chun tonight.
Those guys make some great music in the 80s.
Kung Fu style. And it was a really cool fucking movie. And so it was just this awesome fucking night of watching movies until 11 a.m. And at which point I crawled home and crawled into bed. And I'm lying there.
Shorts, man.
I'm lying there at 11:30 and I'm like, fuck, I haven't emailed Corey yet. God damn it. So I have to get up and type you this as short an email as I can because I'm about to pass out, and I'm just like, can't make it to shorts. See you tonight, Carlisle.
Yeah, it falls on the keyboard. I was wondering why those bunch of Z's were coming after your period.
Whoa, slow down there, man. Lick the blood off my pussy.
Probably while he was doing. Oh,
it was you. It was you the whole time. I knew it. You were August.
Never mind.
While you were doing that, I was in this Rocky Horror Picture Show thing. I mean, Hex would be in heaven there. I was in hell, to be honest. I mean, I turn up and I'm just seeing all this weird shit, and I'm just I'm not drunk enough for this. And I keep going out for a drink and a drink and a drink until I know,
man. I'm telling you, in Austin, you're gonna run into some weird shit, and you're not gonna find people gonna fall for that little British accent of yours.
I know. I mean, everywhere else it works, but not here.
Not in Texas, man. Especially not in Austin. See, in Austin, we already have the.
That's
college.
Not true. No. The thing is, you have to know where to go for it to work, and where you need
to Carlisle from now on.
What you need to do is you need to hang out. You need to hang out now. Like 10 years ago, I would have told you to hang out at a shopping mall because people used to go to shopping malls. What you're looking for, you're looking for girls who are not the brightest girls in the world.
And what did I tell you today? I told you to pick up a dumb stripper.
Yeah,
take me to
strippers. Strippers will fall for the adorable British accent. College girls, not so much.
You in the man,
University of Texas, man.
Really, that's what you're down to. You're down to dumb chicks, man, who will fall for that. And strippers are the ones. Mm-hmm. I was telling him a story about
they don't have to be dumb, but they can't be smart.
It helps if it's dumb.
It does. But that's the Corey Coleman method.
You goddamn right.
You'd write it in a book, but it's just one line. Pick up dumb chicks.
Yes, I don't waste any time. So dumb chicks, we'll see you next weekend, August 22nd at the Spill.com bar. No, I told him about a story about Button-Number-Thon one year where I hung out with this dude from somewhere outside of Bristol. He wasn't from Bristol, but he came to the Button-Number-Thon. And he
was this Guy?
Yes.
Yeah, I know Guy.
I couldn't remember his name, but it was Guy.
And Guy isn't allowed to come to Button-Number-Thon anymore.
And he got lucky when he came here, and he's like,
he hooked up.
Yeah, he said,
holy shit,
he came here, and
that's why he's not allowed to come back, is because he nailed like half the girls.
No, he nailed one, and this chick was, I never saw her again, so I'm gonna just say it was pretty kind of stupid. She was, I won't say her name, but she was a stripper, and she kept talking about the twins. And
how fit was she?
That was only one of the girls.
And she was fit,
but I know who you're talking about.
Okay, yeah, and he was like, he's like, oh man, I come here and she falls for my accent. And he's like, yeah, and she was like, yeah, I love this guy. He's from Britain, and it was like, all right. And so he's like, and even he got tired of it. He's like, man, this girl is fucking stupid.
I've got a notepad out, and what's the name of this club again?
Yeah, no, it was.
She was hot though.
No, she was hot, and I was like telling him, I was like, man, why you want to hang out with me? Why don't you go hang out with this girl? And he's like, man, she's fucking stupid. He's like, I can't deal with her anymore.
But the twins were incredible.
I'll tell you, I say, man, you must have like fucked her 20, 40, 30,000 times that night to get tired of that, because I would be back over there. He's like,
well, but you have a high tolerance.
I do.
One of my favorite Corey Coleman moments of all time was when you admitted to Leon that you'd slept with a girl that you hadn't told him yet, and Leon said, "What, dude? That bitch was crazy." And you just looked at him in all seriousness and said, "Yeah, but the minute the clothes come off, all that crazy goes away."
yeah,
and that's like the ultimate Corey Coleman moment for me.
Yeah,
because you looked at him with all seriousness, and like trying to explain to him, like, don't you understand that when they're naked, they're not crazy.
Cut off the lights if you need to, and crazy sometimes is great in bed. I've told him I couldn't understand what he was doing, but apparently this
crazy
girl,
sometimes is great in bed. Have you ever known a time for it not to be great in bed?
No.
No.
So what we need to do is just find you a dumb stripper,
crazy stripper,
because this girl was a stripper. Well, in defense of girls here in Austin, I was going to tell you they are very smart here, and they're smart enough not to say I'm going to fall for it.
Aren't you the guy who's always bitching about how uptight Austin girls are because you can't get laid often enough?
That's me being like kind of angry, and that's a
I know what that is.
That's a joke.
That's you coming back from a party and not getting laid, going, motherfucker, those fucking bitches.
Smart ass girls.
It's their fault, not my fault, because my game was fucking
goddamn
hard.
Education and shit, books and shit. Yeah. Hate you books. No,
my fault. I didn't get laid. I was a fucking drag queen.
Yeah,
club.
goddamn.
I'm gonna head to the nearest reggaeton club I could find and hope for the best.
That's how I met Carlisle, bringing him home dressed in drag at one of the clubs. Hey, man.
God bless you for it, too.
Well, you got a dick. You want to be a part of a critics review group?
Well, yeah, you left out the part where I teabag you.
Teabag. Oh
no, I say that as a joke, but the girls here are really they're cool and they're very smart, and like
dude,
it is going to take more. It's going to take more like than an accent.
Really?
To pick them
No,
up.
not on 6th Street.
You're not going on 6th Street too. I mean,
really?
I mean, good girls, because they'll get drunk and they'll talk to you, but they'll be so fucking wasted. You're not going to be able to do anything with them. And then when they sober up a little bit, they're going to be like, I got to go home.
That's really not true. They just won't be able to do anything to you.
Well, that night, I even had to walk away from a girl that night, because that night that we were there, do you remember that girl?
Woohoo, day rape jokes.
Awesome. The blonde girl.
The blonde girl was talking about, because the girl actually came up and asked me, she's like, what are you? No, she said, what are you about? And I was like, what do you mean what I'm about? And she's like,
she fucking asked that?
And she said,
oh,
no, she asked me, it's a little blonde girl, and she said, do you play sports? And I was like, why do you ask? And she's like, because you're black. And I was like, oh, shit. I was like, yeah, I play for UT.
So what was she like in bed?
Shit, I didn't go that far. And I sent her along her way. I said, she's like, can I come? I'm going to root for you. I'm going to come to your game. And I was just like, all right, this is my number. Give a false number and walk off.
Have you told the story about that, the whorehouse story?
Oh man, yeah, we went to go see a friend of mine who was about to get married, and he had a little engagement gathering, and he had this girl there who was just starting out as a real bitch, and she heard us joking around about like, hey Nick, I'm gonna take you to the whorehouse, man. She's like, where do you guys say you're gonna go? And I was like, we're gonna go to a whorehouse. She's like, really? And where is there a whorehouse here in Austin? I was like, well, you get on 6th Street and you go straight down to the east side. You take a left at this particular corner, and there's going to be a woman named Mabel. The moment you walk to the door, this is how crazy it is. The moment you walk to the door, she's already got her legs open and waiting for you. And she's looking at us like, I find that really sad that you're going to do that tonight. And we're like, are you serious? And I was like, well, I find it really sad that you're that fucking gullible. And she's like, oh, I had one beer and a pork chop. And it's like, oh, yeah, you're fucked up right now.
So what fucked you up, the pork chop or the beer? May I object quickly? That
Interject,
you're making
you
it.
mean?
I mean, like you're making it sound like you're turning the show into a let's get Nick laid kind of weak here. Like it's like, okay, we've got some ideas. Well, let's go here.
Look, if you can't get laid at the spill party, you can't get laid anyway.
No, but that's the thing, though. You know, you got these female spill members coming, like, oh fuck, Nick just wants to go. You know,
No, Nick is a very sensitive guy, and
Nick is a very sensitive virgin.
yes, and he doesn't know any better. Please help
never
him.
slept with a lady.
Who desperately wants to, connect with an American girl and feel it on an emotional level. Not the kind of level that you just kind of bump and grind,
yeah.
but the bump and grind to where you cuddle for hours afterwards and expose your deepest, innermost wants and desires.
I want to allow myself to be vulnerable. Ladies.
You know what he'll say? He'll say, "Please, can I fuck you?" and say thank you afterwards. That's how nice a guy he is. What are you
Well,
looking at?
but that's every Brit. I mean, they're very polite people. Thank you very much.
Yes,
Tally ho.
yes.
Tally ho.
Thank you for a wonderful evening. Good night. That's what you say afterwards, right?
They're so polite. That's why we had to help them in World War II.
I am not going to get into this
because they were
argument
just
with you.
they just sat there, just like, please, would you stop bombing us? We really appreciate it if you'd stop the Blitzkrieg. because that's very,
You helped us win the Battle of Britain.
But no, man. Let me
Didn't
just say
you?
this, and I'm talking well about women here. I'm talking well
The
about
movie
women.
fucking says that we want it by ourselves. Okay.
Oh no! Now hold on.
Oh, here we go.
I just saw.
You got me in a rant now.
I just saw Ip Man today, and Ip Man at the very end of Ip Man, it talks about how because it takes place in 1937 when China is occupied by Japan and they're fighting Japan, and it talks about how during something that Ip Man does becomes celebrated and causes a Chinese revolution that they take up arms and they decide to defend themselves against Japan. And in 1945, the Japanese surrendered. And Emperor Hirohito signed the decree of surrender, and the war was over. And it's just this beautiful moment of, wait, you forgot the part in there where the United States kicked the crap out of Japan and dropped bombs.
Well, it's from Japan, that
Yeah,
way-
no, but it was just kind
They
of
gotta
really
get their
funny.
side of the story.
Yeah, where their side of the story was, we rose up and then the Japanese finally surrendered 7 years later. It's like, that's not how it happened.
Well, in their minds,
For
let them
fuck's
have
sake.
it. Let them have it.
Hey, we built all your Shermans, motherfucker.
Well, let me say this:
Oh,
if
shit.
because
Here
no,
we
no,
go.
this is
Why you
this is a
falling
very
for this, man?
educated conversation here. Let's say Britain is conquered by the Germans. Okay, where would you have launched your European offensive?
Spain?
No,
No, I know.
no, it's impossible. I mean, like three major countries won World War II, which is America, the Soviet Union, and Britain.
Yes.
Without Britain, there would never have been a D-Day. And
Absolutely.
And let's say that the Soviets would have conquered Europe eventually, and pretty much half the world would be under Soviet rule, and it would just be you guys.
I hope you I hope you don't take it to mean that we won the war. That wasn't at all what I
in
was saying.
fact-
We helped you win the war.
Yeah, and we helped you win the war, and the
Yes,
Soviets helped
absolutely.
win the war.
Yeah,
Many
and,
countries
hey,
helped out to win World War II.
I happen to play the British when I play World War II games.
wait,
I like the Brits.
Probably because you have no choice when you're playing Call
Nick.
of Duty.
Well, no,
Quit falling for
actually.
this shit already.
Oh no, not video games. I play tabletop war games.
He plays.
and-
He plays a British elf when he's playing DVD.
No, Now, oddly enough, the World War II army I like playing the first Polish armored division, which was connected to England. All the guys from Poland when they were exiled from Poland when the Germans rolled in and finally won, they all fled to England and helped build up the defenses along Scotland. And then the British trained them and gave them their armaments, and they ran as an extension of the British Army.
You know, one of my favorite war movies of all time has got to be A Bridge Too Far, because
Love
what
Bridge
I
Too
love
Far.
about that film is not like, oh, it's the Americans who won the war, or it's the British. It's the fact that it has like all the countries that contributed to fighting the war, whether it be the Polish or the British or the Americans,
The Canadians.
the French, the
And in
Canadians.
fact,
Canadians,
and see,
yeah.
and when you
They always
watch-
fucking forgotten the Canadians.
Well, and when you watch A Bridge Too Far, you realize, oh, that's why we blame Canada. because we love Canada and Canada was there and all, but they made a few
I love
mistakes.
Canadians. I go, no.
Now you got me wanting to watch A Bridge Too Far. I've never seen it.
You never
Oh,
seen
Bridge Too
it?
Far's
It's
really good.
fantastic.
No, I've
film.
never
It's got
seen it
one
at
of the
all.
largest ensemble casts ever made. In fact,
And
when
I
you
know
find
of
out,
the film. I've just
yeah,
one of those
there's-
I've always like, I should see it, but
Every famous British actor, every famous American actor at that time.
except Steve McQueen, who bowed out. He was supposed to be in
Yeah,
it.
that was a shame.
And yeah, no, it's like, man, I wish, because it really would have been a collection of all the greatest actors of that, like Robert Redford. Now I'm going to blank on everybody in the movie. Like literally, the box cover is like 12 faces.
like those little squares at the bottom of the
Yes,
poster. Yeah,
except the whole poster is that, because it's like here's everybody in the fucking movie, and that's not even everybody. It's really a good movie, but it's about Operation Market Garden, which was kind of a clusterfuck.
It was a complete failure, that.
well, I have Netflix now, so I'll put that in my queue.
Absolutely,
No,
no. Bridge Too Far is a good World War II movie.
no, there's a lot of war movies that I want to see. Like I've never seen Bridge Over the River Kwai. Yeah,
I haven't either. I need to
course.
get on that.
But again, that's about the fucking Brits.
You know another good war movie? If you want to see a really good war movie, Waterloo. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah,
Oh, God.
is that the one with
it's Napoleon.
no? Yeah, no,
It's not about Austin.
no, I thought,
No. See, Austin's original name was Waterloo.
He actually saw like everything around Austin with Waterloo Records.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Waterloo
yeah.
Brewery and Waterloo.
But Waterloo, the thing that's amazing about it is that if you're sick of like CGI war movies where you have like all these extras, this film had like nearly 100,000 extras or something like that?
And a great song by ABBA.
No, it wasn't.
Waterloo.
Shut
Oh
up.
my God, he walked into that.
Yeah,
That's
no.
fucking awesome.
I was thinking about that myself, but I left that alone.
Okay. Well, screw ABBA. This movie's awesome.
Screw
Check it out.
ABBA.
Yeah, screw
Fuck
ABBA.
you, Brit. The ABBA fucking put Britain on the map.
Fuck
No,
ABBA.
yeah.
Never liked
But you're
They're not
a
from
big history
Britain,
guy,
people.
man. I was amazed to hear how much you love history.
I know.
we've al- yeah, we've
Obsessed with
al-
History Channel. Yeah.
We've already put half the audience to sleep with our talk of World War II.
I know.
yeah,
If
that's a good
you
point.
notice, I was quiet for a little while. I was like resting on my mic stand right here.
God.
Tell you what, let's go ahead and get into some email. Right
Yeah,
now.
because we're like at an hour 50 now at this point, for fuck's sake.
We're a little over, but not too far. We'll answer a couple of emails here. I got one from Q. And Q says, after seeing the Frank Oz version of Little Shop of Horrors for the 100th time, I've concluded that it's one of the best examples of a remake out there. Although I know the film was based on a musical based on the Roger Corman film. I think it was actually a film before it was a musical. But anyway, I digress.
Yes.
Because it takes something and makes it totally different, but even more entertaining than what it would originally was. My question is, what are some films you would like to see be remade into something totally different for what it originally is? If this question is too hard for you, I'll let it slide. I read that because, first of all, I didn't look at it before. And second of all,
Because I didn't actually read it.
Yeah, I didn't actually read it yet.
That's
but,
why I read it.
Everybody
You're a
has that
genius.
dream project that they want to see remade into something. And
But it remade into something else?
well, I
I don't
think
even know. I mean, that's...
That's like the original, make it something completely different.
I get it, but it's like... I don't have anything on, recall. Like, you know what I'd really like? I'd like to see Star Wars the musical, but I'd like to see it where Darth Vader isn't the father. No, I don't. I have no idea what that. I mean, those are the types of things that you get a wild hair up your ass to do something like that, and you go off and you do it and don't tell anybody until it's time to come out, so that everybody goes, "What the fuck is that?"
Well, how about Running Man? Did you ever read the book?
Yeah.
By Stephen King? Like
by Richard Bachman.
The Richard Bachman, yeah. And like it's completely different from the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. As much as I love Arnold Schwarzenegger, I wouldn't mind seeing a remake of that, but done quite accurate to the book. You know what I mean?
Closer, yeah. That's not quite the same, but yeah, that's. I mean, if that counts, then yeah. There's a number of movies like that where I'd like to see. You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see them redo the prequels where the prequels didn't suck to the Star Wars
That's a
films.
given.
That's
Yeah.
what I would like to see. No,
I know there's some horror movies that I would like to see because they're so ridiculous when they were made back in the 80s, 70s, 60s. Maybe I would like to see them be remade with better effects, but done with maybe a comedic touch because they are so ridiculous.
what I've talked about in the past. I'll just throw this out. I would like to see Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez make Grindhouse again. Not those stories, but make new Grindhouse stories for $1 million a piece. I want to see a bunch of guys. I mean, because
To actually make a cheap movie.
what I'd like to see is I'd like to see some of the best directors of today, some of the coolest fucking genre guys, go and make a fucking cool, no budget fucking movie, and make a and the best, make the not the kitschiest, but the best no budget movie they can make. I want to see a Grindhouse where Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez say, "This is how you make a fucking movie, and this is how you make a fucking movie on no money," to where we all go, "Holy shit, that's awesome!" It's like what happened with District 9 this weekend, where they took $30 million and made one of the best science fiction films in recent years.
30 million is very far from $1 million.
But 30 million is also very far off from what they spent on G.I. Joe.
But see, I think Robert Rodriguez does already work within that $30 million range.
Well, no, he does. But what I'm saying, but I'm saying it's like that. It's, put someone on a limited budget, but have them try to make the best movie they can. With Robert Rodriguez, I want to see him work with $1 or $2 million and make a movie that looks like it was made for $1 or $2 million, but kicks ass. It's like that movie I was just talking about, the Siege of Firebase Gloria, by Brian Trenchard Smith. It is not a big budget movie, and it kind of shows at points, but it fucking kicks ass, and you can see the heart and the blood and sweat and tears on the screen trying to make the best goddamn Vietnam War movie they can and making something really cool.
I would, and at first I would argue that, well, what are you going to do without any star power? What's going to distribution going to be like? But if it's a fucking $1 million, I can.
What's your answer though? What would you want to see remade?
Well, that's a question that I don't have an answer for. I
was thinking Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Instead of the bullshit action thing, make it like the video games were.
The reason why I didn't think of that, because I'm thinking they're talking about a movie that's kind of a cult classic, maybe, and it already has an audience being remade into something else.
That's not the question, though. It's pretty much any film you want to be.
You know what? Resident Evil is a good answer, because I would love to see that being remade differently, because if you ever played that game, it's the mood of that game that makes it scary. And with the film, what they did was they made an action film. And I don't want to see an action film. I want to see a horror movie that made me scared. Even at the time, it was primitive, blocky characters, and the mood of the game still made it kind of frightening. Yeah. Exactly. That's a good answer right there.
You know what let me give you a topical answer. You know what I want to see? As much as I love it, I want to see an Inglourious Bastards made where it's just about the bastards.
Yes,
where it's about the bastards going through, tearing through Europe.
Yeah, I don't want to see anything else. I mean, that's
I love Inglourious Bastards. I really dig the film, and I like what Quentin did. But I want to see an Inglourious Bastards about the bastards.
Yeah, and I like that movie too. I mean, I didn't love it, but I like the movie a lot. And that was one of the problems with me major. Is like, man, I want to see these characters that I thought I was coming to see. And and you know what? Quentin Tarantino talked about doing another film with them, but he talks about that every movie he makes. I was thinking about doing something else with these characters, man. And it's like, nah, you're never going to do that.
You're spoiling the shit out of it. I haven't seen that film yet. God damn it.
No.
We haven't spoiled anything.
No,
it's just like, I already know that it's going to be like clips of the Inglourious Bastards, then it's going to go to the Nazis, and then to another lady.
But there's nothing spoiling about that.
No, I'm just joking.
I mean, I was about to say, man, I hate that people have gone spoiler crazy now. Like every little thing you say about a movie, like you
there are certain things. I mean, that you guys do tend to go a little further into spoiler territory than you should sometimes.
But then there's sometimes people will hear like the synopsis of a movie, like, I don't even want to know that much. That's spoiling it for me. It's like, fuck, man. We live in a fucking bubble.
This has been something we've talked about since the beginning of the site, where where do you draw that line? Like usually in my written reviews, I almost never give a synopsis unless the film is completely unknown and you just can't find materials on it.
Well, I mean, it gets to a point where, look, we talk about movies like we're sitting around talking about them. I think we do go too far sometimes, but a lot of times we're just talking about the film. If you don't want to hear guys casually talk about a movie and you think you're going to hear too much, this is not what the fuck? How many Nick is over here like throwing beer on me. Did I spoil something for you?
No,
it for me,
dude, that wasn't beer. That was him finishing off the Circle Jerk cast.
Looking at me while you're doing
Finished.
It's like, okay, I'm glad you like me, Nick, but goddamn.
He's British. He's quick.
Man, if this not
that's why Brit girls love us Americans.
And that's why you can't get no play here. They've heard
Not in Texas, obviously.
No, everything goes longer in Texas too.
No,
not just bigger.
I could in LA and Missouri.
We're a legal breastfeeding state. What are you gonna do?
If this is not your site, If you come here and like people if you don't want to hear people talk about movies and you think it's going to be spoiled for you, then it's not your site. If you just want to go and hear, or come after the movie has come out and you've seen it and then you listen to us, or go to a site where it's just a sentence about a film and you get what you need from there. So yeah.
One more question and then we're out.
Let me see. Man, we got a lot.
Well, Audi 5000.
We're gonna read two more real quick because we can get through these pretty quick.
What is it?
Let's see here.
I have to pee.
Nick, open your mouth.
Minging.
Oh,
Shut
Jesus
up.
Christ. What kind of shit are you
Let's
into,
see
Corey?
here.
For fuck's sake.
Use that empty
Has
bottle over there.
ever been a song that was in a scene in a movie and you can't listen to that song without immediately, permanently picturing the scenes from the movie? Yeah, watch any of Quentin Tarantino's movies. Reservoir
yeah,
Dogs,
yeah.
ear cutting scene. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah, no,
that's
all
a
of Tarantino's films have songs in them that, Stuck in the Middle with You is
That
the one
was
you're
the one,
talking
yeah.
about. Of course, there's lots of them. There's a lot of really good ones.
what do you call it?
But I'm trying to think of ones that aren't Tarantino.
You'll be a woman.
Yeah, Misrulu.
Yeah. Jungle Boogie. I mean, Pulp Fiction alone has a ton of scenes.
Yeah, no, but let's
that.
move away from Tarantino because Tarantino fucking takes those songs and owns them.
Well, I tell you, there's a small movie. Oh man,
the one that sticks with me now?
What's that?
Freebird.
Devil's Reject.
Devil's
Devil's
Rejects,
Rejects.
yeah.
See,
That's a
there
good
we
answer
go.
there.
Yeah, where
See,
you guys?
yeah, that is
I mean,
one.
that he took that song back and fucking owns that song now. And because every time I see that, I hear that song, I hear the ending to Devil's Rejects, and that's
That was the best part of the whole film.
Yes.
Like,
No. I mean, it was an incredible ending. I don't know if I would
amazing
call it the
climax.
best part of that
well,
song.
no,
but
it's just a great ending. I think
Yeah.
that I remember that the most.
But that's a great example of those kind of songs. God, what else?
White Rabbit makes me think of Platoon all the time.
Oh, see, every time I hear White Rabbit, I see Cable Guy. But that does happen. I get that the karaoke scene.
The Doors. This is the end with in Apocalypse Now.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
of that scene quite a lot.
Oh, that it's a
Theme
good
from
one.
Star Wars. I think of the opening crawl to Star Wars.
I don't think that
Opening of Kroll, like to start.
No, the opening crawl to Star Wars.
okay.
But there's another scene. Susie Q makes me think of Apocalypse Now too. There's the huge scene where they bring the Playboy bunnies down, and the scene ends up going
Yeah.
crazy where everybody kind of like breaks down the barrier, and they
have
climb
to
into
jump into the helicopter.
Yeah, and they get
Yeah.
the girls out, and they're playing Susie Q. And all I see is Lawrence Fishburne out there. He don't even give a shit about the girls anymore. He's just out there dancing. And shit. So,
Larry Fishburne.
oh please.
No, that was when he was Larry Fishburne.
You know what? Man, it's amazing looking at
one of the-
Apocalypse Now and looking at him be so young. And even if
He
you
was
look at-
14 at the time.
yeah, and even he acts like a 14-year-old punk too. If you listen to like the interviews with some of the cast, he's like, "Yeah, I want to move out shooting people and shit." And he's like, "Wow, this young punk here." And who would have known he grew up to be Lawrence Fishburne.
Morpheus. Motherfucker. All right, one last question.
Let's see. One question from somebody we have not answered a question from before. Joseph, it's your lucky night. Joseph says,
Better not suck.
Yeah, because if it does,
You're drawing randomly, and I hate when you do that. All right, let's see what
All
happens.
right, is there a movie based on I do that every week, man. That ain't gonna end. Is there a movie based on another property, whether it be a graphic novel, book, video game, etc., that has a scene or scenes that had a greater effect on you on the scene
Then-
than the original source material? For me, it would have been the scene from the extended cut of Watchmen, where Night Owl finds Hollis Mason was murdered. Oh, okay. No, well, this is from the book. Was murdered and loses his shit on that one gang member in the bar. Yeah, I guess there's they cut a lot of things out of books and movies that I guess can have that effect on you. That's a good example. Can you think of anything?
Would you mind explaining the question again? But
Yeah, that's
Essentially,
it was worded,
worded,
crazily.
he
but-
wants to know if there was a scene in a movie that was from adapted material where the movie version is better than what was initially in the.
Oh, okay,
the
okay,
book.
all right.
I'll give an example of something. Cujo. Actually, it was they did things in that book that they probably, maybe if they remade it, they could do in a movie, but it would be really hard to do because in the book Cujo, to give the feeling of what it feels like to have rabies, for a dog, you hear what the dog is thinking, and the dog is thinking about bees buzzing around in his head, and that's the only way he can relate to the illness that he has, because it's making his head go crazy, and that's what's driving him to kill. So I'm thinking like that's kind of cool that you can do that in a book.
I'm thinking, well, not of a
But
scene,
no,
but a
but-
whole film, Fight Club.
Was that?
Sorry.
But he wants to know when it was done better in a film than in the book.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Not when the original source material is better, when the film is better.
But he mentioned a scene right here.
Yeah,
that
what he's
was-
talking about is he's talking about the scene in Watchmen that was adapted from the book that he feels in the extended cut was done better than.
Oh, was that in the
done.
extended cut? Okay,
Yeah.
I did not see the extended cut.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
Well, I was going to say maybe not the scene, but like the whole film. I think the film Fight Club is way better than the book. Have you ever read the book?
yeah.
Yeah.
What do you honestly think? Because I think
Well, the
film
book is the book halfway through the book completely veers off in a different direction than the movie did, and the movie captured what the book was going on about better than the book did.
Yeah, that's my feeling, that the film was better than the book.
Okay, well, if they you're talking about was the movie better than the source
No,
material?
no. It's like,
Yes,
he's talking about a specific
he's
scene.
talking. His question is about movies that are better than the source.
Oh yeah,
material.
But he's talking about a specific scene. So my thing was like, I can't think of a scene, but I'm thinking about a film that's better than the book, and that's Fight Club. So maybe you could think of something better, that you could use.
Oh, well, okay. If I was going to go for something I can only use one example right now, and it's not exactly what you're talking about. But one of the major examples of a movie being so much better than the book is Forrest Gump. If you ever read Forrest Gump,
That is absolutely right. Yeah, I mean that book is crap.
that book is terrible, and it was almost like they saw a good idea in it and they rewrote it and made it a good movie.
You know,
And they wrote a sequel that was equally as bad.
how did they pitch that book to the studios, because it's really terrible, and for them to go on with making Forrest Gump the film and for it to
Piss,
be
he couldn't hold it anymore.
Yeah.
He was like,
God damn this crazy
I
bread.
can't take it.
Well, he's been through two bottles already.
And he's on his third. Shit.
Yeah.
Did he pee in that bottle right there before he left?
There was a book called Madame Doubtfire, which is fucking awful. Like, I had to read that for class when I was little, and it was just terrible, terrible, terrible. So, I don't know. Maybe Robin Williams read it once when he was drunk, and he just thought it was a good idea for a movie or something.
Damn, I didn't know that was actually a book.
Yeah, it's a terrible, terrible book,
Jesus Christ.
I don't think
Mrs.
it was a
Doubtfire wasn't even
yeah.
that great of a movie. I don't want to read a novelization
Hey, that was
of
my
shit.
childhood, mate. I love Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, you a child.
Yeah,
exactly. You were a little...
Well, it's better than that shorts thing, Mrs. Doubtfire, everyone can love, everyone can.
All right, he's back. Now we can go ahead and wrap this
Did
thing
you like
up.
Mrs. Doubtfire?
When it came out, yeah, I
Yeah,
haven't seen
he's
it in a
saying
while.
it's shit.
I really enjoyed it when it came out. That's a really funny fucking movie. It was run by Fruiting.
How could you stand there and say that it's not a good film? I love Mrs. Doubtfire.
I'm a snob. I don't know. I wasn't crazy about it. It was during my period of being really annoyed by Robin Williams in goofy movies. Like,
God, I love Robin Williams.
I
I mean,
love
I know
Robin Williams,
I
too.
hate a lot of the choices he's made over his career, but God, I love his stand-up. I fortunately got to see him at one of his last stand-up bits before he had his heart attack this year. So I got to see his tour, which is really great.
no, I like Robin Williams. I think he's a funny guy, but he's made some annoying movies, and even he had to go.
Oh
off
God,
and
like
admit-
RV.
RV is terrible. RV,
remember that.
RV is awful.
It's probably
RV
so bad even
it-
Britain didn't get it. And man, do you
And did
guys
you
get our
see it?
shitty movies
Yeah.
and love them. It
And
fucking sucked.
RV, yeah.
You're the reason there was another Garfield movie. Fuck you, Britain.
Well, we get some movies ahead of you guys. We've got Star Trek, I think. And,
Yeah, you should have did Star Trek and
Transformers 2, but that was pretty
You
shit.
Take that shit.
And- and fucking-
Taken. We got
and-
Taken way before you
Yeah,
guys
and
did.
what the hell was up with you guys getting the new Bond movie before us? I mean, for fuck's
Come on.
sake.
I was at
And-
the premiere for that.
It's Bond. Bond,
Bond
is,
is as American as apple pie.
Bond is British, so I'll let you have that.
Thank
Oh,
you,
come
thank you.
on.
Yeah,
It was a good premiere.
I'll give you your Bond in His Majesty's Secret Service. There you go.
Do you know Brits who actually get laid? Are you fucking kidding me? I guess that's why he's the British superhero, is he actually can get laid and get shit done, and the Americans turn to him instead of the other way around.
Yeah, his British
I've
accent.
had some great stories about getting laid in America.
In Missouri.
In Missouri and
Well,
in
well, they'll
Los
fuck anything.
Angeles.
Yeah,
and
Missouri, they fuck cows and shit, man. Come on,
And
girls,
Los Angeles, who can't get laid in Los Angeles?
Yeah.
Cyrus gets laid in Los Angeles, for fuck's
Yeah,
sake.
in Missouri, they fuck their cousins, man. Shit, they were happy you
Actually,
were
that
there.
was the stereotype of Texas, I believe, that you guys fuck your cousins.
Well, no,
Well, I think that's
Now,
proven
hold on.
wrong.
No, that's not true, but it's
Well,
East and West
outside of
Texas.
Austin, yeah.
Most folk will never lose toe, but then again, some folk
I would
will.
say fuck you, but that's if you go to West or East Texas, that's very much true.
East Texas
like
especially.
Cletus,
Holy
Slack
shit.
John, Yokel.
Yeah, hey.
Wow, did you listen to that American accent on him? He's almost got it down.
I know he's like Slack George Yoko.
No, that's the thing. The thing I love about Brits is they have a really thick accent until they start singing, and then they sound American.
Both of you are starting to bore me now.
Good night, everybody.
All right, see.
Night night.